The most annoyingly normal thing about people from especially the Abrahamic religions is that they are so euphoric when something shows up with just a tiny bit of relations to their religion they deem positive. When Zoran Mamdani won the NYC mayoral elections, Muslims around the world glazed the man like he was the messiah that was promised 2000 years ago, up until he turned out to be conforming towards LGBTQ. And when news or media coverage claimed that Christianity is rising throughout Japan, Christians act as if an entire country is and should be saved from this evil of secularism, to the point where Japanese thinks Christians are no different than Jehovah's Witnesses. What's annoying is that some of these people attempt to force what they perceive as absolute truth into whatever and whoever without considering the fact that Earth is filled with this species of primate born with complex and diverse backgrounds, and some people just don't care about what you believe in. And what's normal is I can't totally understand the essence of preaching and the concept of spiritual communion in God, being a Christian myself, though I can't speak for everyone, and since we're not gonna argue on that anyway, and the only thing I'm preaching here is anime. And after seeing people debate, claim, and basically question whether anime have Christians or any other religion values, and for goodness sake, as an instance, is anime Christian, it's finally time to get out of my cave and perhaps have a meaningful discussion with you all, where we'll go over what it means to have religious values in an anime, or are these values are even religious, how to sensibly approach them, and probably get to know whether you should just quit enjoying anime just because you're religious. So if you are especially familiar with Christianity, stick around because you'll most likely find this interesting. And of course I'm gonna say now that the cases taken will be in Christians, because obviously I do not possess knowledge of other religions, but hey, it's Christianity that's mostly portrayed as religion in anime anyway, so what else is there to say? So the way we can avoid looking like idiots over this begins by separating shows with religious portrayals and those with religious values. Shows like Toaru Index and Freerun are different in the way you could look at them from religious perspectives. You wonder what's the difference, and why is this even important? Because you'd get stoned to death for insisting that a sexy nun and a freaky bishop are good examples of having Christian theme in an anime. But if you ask whether the show portrays religions or not, yes, it pretty much bases its entire first Old Testament based on the conflict involving churches. For Freerun, it does portray religion in a more proper way with its world building, and you can actually see a lot of Christian values in it, from the utmost details that could change the course of your life. Faith, self-reflections, humility. But does that mean Freerun is, inherently Christian? No. I'm sure this is where you can draw the line and see what it means to have a depiction of religion in your show and to actually represent it. But it's in no way this is a Christian anime because the characters show sympathy toward enemy or whatever the heck of a biblical teachings the story portrayed. Because as much as we want to smoke on the weed, it's never gonna be exclusively a show intended for or to promote Christianity. Though it emphasizes Christian values, it is technically one. No, okay? These anime are made as a means of entertainment, and knowing the author is probably not even sure or care or believe whether a higher entity exists or not, which is fundamentally crucial for theism beliefs, I'd rather bet the motivation was for a living more than the former. And again, what are defined as Christian values are actually universal. It doesn't really matter how you believed or learned where it roots in, but from a worldly perspective, it is what it is. It's born out of human conscience, and you don't have to be born a Christian or any other religion to comprehend such morals enough to write a story about it. That is it, and next video is where we'll be going about whether it's fine for a religious person, especially within the field of Christianity, to still consume anime with all its magics, exaggerations, and much more. Well, that's gonna hurt, so stay tuned whether you're an atheist or not.